Welcome to LovegLew Creations, where we create and design for your inspiration. I'm Felicia. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's wreath. All right, so this week's tutorial is strictly Easter, and we're going to see more of Easter tutorials for the rest of this month and all through February. I'm also going to do a St. Patrick's Day wreath, so we have some really great, wonderful things coming through the pipelines for our Easter season and all the other holidays that we're going to run into this first quarter. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you my ingredients. All right, so we're going to start off with a oval-shaped grapevine wreath, and everything came from Hobby Lobby, you guys. I know this was also the month that I was going to promote some of our Etsy small businesses as well, so I do have some shipments coming in. It's just they're taking a little bit of time, so I have some really cool stuff to show you guys for Easter from some of our wreath designers. All right, so we'll get back to the Etsy designers after, once my stuff comes in. So anyway, we're gonna start off with this oval-shaped grapevine wreath. The theme for this one is kind of a country look, so we're gonna use these cute bunnies. How about these? Oh, these came from at home, sorry. So how cute are these? They're gonna be on the wreath together, husband and wife, and I thought that would be really cute to have that with for our theme. And I love that they're straw. They're made out of straw. They're not bendable, so you have to be very careful. They're very light though. You know me, I like light items in my wreaths to make it easier to ship and also for my customers to have and hang on their doors. I love this sign. This is gonna go at the top of the wreath, so it goes with that country look that I'm looking for. I found this really big, pretty carrot. We're gonna use this. How cute is that? All right. And how about these little chickadees? How cute. My grandbabies would love this. Look at that. And they would come and play with them like they're toys, but they're for our wreath. And I have some really pretty springy greens, as well as some tulips we're gonna add. Tulips go perfect for Easter, so I'm excited about that. We've got some eggs that we're gonna add. My idea is to have the greenery at the bottom, have them standing around the eggs. I think that would be really cute. And then I have this beautiful ribbon. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look how pretty those are. Nice spring colors. They're gonna go beautifully with the design and help match and put everything all together. All right, let's wreath. First things first, I want to add my welcome sign to the top of my wreath base right there. So in order to do that, I gotta staple some wire on the back of it. I'm gonna put the wire here, right at the tips of the back of their heads, and right here at the bottom of their feet. I have it on this towel because when I staple, I don't want it to scratch on the table. So that's kind of a thing that I do whenever I'm adding stuff to the back of my wreath attachments. All right, so I'm using a very sturdy wire. Again, pretty much everything that I get and use from a supply standpoint is from Hobby Lobby. So, all right, so that should be in there. Let's check out the front. Yep, we're good. And also I used a shorter size of staple. That way it doesn't go through the front of the wreath form of the sign. Twist them around just to make sure they're secure on there with the staple before you wrap it on your wreath base. All right, we're good to go. So it's gonna go in perfectly right there. All we're gonna do is wrap it around the wreath base on all sides. Get it nice and snug. Would have been great if I could have used some brown wire, but again, this will be covered up by all the attachments that we're gonna add, the flowers and the greenery and so forth. So let me get this tied on and we'll be right back. All right, so now we have our sign added. It's on there nice and sturdy. This is what it looks like on the back. You can see that I wove the wire through we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to tack a little bit of glue on the back where the staple is, just to make sure it sticks really well and stays for the long haul. All right. Next, I want to add my bunnies. And the question is, how are you going to do that, Felicia? I know, right? This is where the creativity comes in for wreath makers. So they're going to sit on the wreath just like this, and I'm going to use my silver floral wire. It's hard to say, and it's really thin. You really can't see it, and it's going to be wrapped around the neck of each bunny and the feet of the bunny to help secure them on there. All right, so don't worry, they're not going to get hurt. They're not alive. All right. Tell that to my grandbabies. They'll be like, no, Grammy, you're choking it. So, all right. And this is kind of a thin wire, so I want to double it. I want to make sure that it's thick enough around the neck of my bunny so that it's secure. So I'm just going to double it, just like that. So let's do one bunny at a time. And don't worry, no bunnies were hurt during the making of this tutorial. So let's start with this one. All right. Here we go. So I want to get it around the neck first. Twist it around to give it the security that it needs. All right. Twist it around, nice and tight, around the neck. And there we have it secure. That way it's already secured on the rabbit, and I don't have to try to secure it at the same time while trying to attach it to the wreath. And I want to do the legs as well. All right. So I'm going to do this bunny, show you all everything, and then I'll do the next one. And we'll be right back in a few moments, but I want to show you how I wrap it around the feet. All right, so take it around, secure it on the back, get it twisted on there really nice and tight. All right. So let me do the next one. We'll be right back. So next we want to apply our rabbit to the wreath base. And so I have the wire that I've secured around his neck, and you can't see it. So, and it's perfect. It'll be perfect for application. And I want it kind of cat-a-corner like this instead of straight up and down. So, and I just wrap the wire around the wreath base as tight as I can get it, so that way it doesn't move. We want to make sure that it's not mobile and it's securely on our wreath. So let me do the other one, and I'll turn over so y'all can see. Oh, I got stuck up in there. Alrighty, there we go. And again, your wire color does matter. So make sure that you have wire that can't be seen if at all possible, especially when you have to find a way to secretly, you know, attach it to your materials that you're using, your wreath, embellishments and so forth. So let's get it on there really tight. Okay. All right, so let me turn this over. Tighten it up a little bit. As tight as we can get it. We don't want none of them to move if at all possible. And if I do see movement, then I will glue where I need to make sure it's secure as well. All right, so as tight as you can get it. All right, back down to her feet. As tight as you can get it. There we go. Okay. All right, and it looks like it probably needs a little bit more security, so I may run some wire around her waist. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. All right, so let me do that, and we'll be right back. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our green picks at the bottom, so it'll look like they're standing in a bush or standing on grass. And my plan is to add some eggs as well to the bottom, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and start cutting apart our picks. Y'all know me. One spray of picks gives you multiple sprays to use. So when you buy your bunches, take a look at them and see if they're worthy of making into more sprays. So we're gonna add it into the base. I don't want to glue it yet until I get it positioned where I want it. And I kind of want this bottom portion to be full like a bush. So I'm going to strategically add it to the bottom into the wreath. All right, so it's coming out beautifully. And always try to make sure you have enough. The worst thing that you want to happen is you didn't have enough of a particular pick and you have to find something to as a substitute, and sometimes they don't match perfectly. So like this right here, this would have been pretty to add as a bush as well, but I'm going to add this around the perimeter of the base, of the wreath base. But I like the fact, I love the greenery of this and how springy it looks, and I think it definitely will add some beauty to the bottom. So let's get these cut. And y'all know me, I'm all about glam and adding, you know, pizzazz and shiny and sparkly, but not this one. This one is gonna be the country look that I'm looking for. So we're definitely gonna have, you know, the fullness of the picks in it, just to, you know, help bring out the beauty of the country look that I'm looking for. Let me go ahead and finish putting these in, and we'll be right back. Next, we're going to add our carrot to the side of our bunny. And I'm going to use a floral pen, dip it in some glue. And what I'm gonna do is use wire to wire it into the wreath base. However, I'm also going to glue him onto the bunny. That way it's extra secure. Just push that down. Be careful, don't wanna burn your fingers. So use your tools to squish that in there. So it's in there nice and good. And I'm just gonna add some more glue just to make sure it's secure. And we're going to thread it through, give it a little bit to dry. Thread it through. And right on the side, just like that. Got him nice and secure. All right, how cute is that? So he's got his big old carrot, and they look like little farmer bunnies, husband and wife farmer bunnies. So they're in their bunny harvest, collecting their carrots, and this is their showstopper. All right, so that's secure. It's pretty secure as it is, but I definitely want to have it kind of cat a corner out a little bit, so I'm going to glue it to his pants. All right, so let's do that. Just glue it and hold it, and we'll be right back. Next, we're going to add the bow. So this would be our bottom piece, our middle piece, and the top bow. All right, and this bow's not going to have gems in it, you guys, so It's not my jumbos, but this is still gonna be pretty, and I think it's gonna add to the beauty of the springiness for the Easter look that we're going for. All right, so let me make the bow. Let's get to it. I used 3 ribbons. The first ribbon I made 2 loops at 6 inches. Second ribbon was 2 loops at 5 inches. Third ribbon was 1 loop at 4 inches, all secured with a zip tie, and then I added a small piece of ribbon to make my ribbon centerpiece. This is my bow to go-to. I love this style of ribbon for my wreaths. Ribbon quality matters when you want a bow that really stands out and holds its shape. Y'all know I couldn't do this without my trusty bow maker. Me trying to figure out what to talk about for the next 30 seconds. Y'all, I tried to make it as fast as I could. Look at my fingers. So we can move on to the next step. All right, so the bow's ready, and look how pretty that is. It's got a lot of pretty spring colors in it. It matches, I think it matches perfectly with the blue and the pink on our Mr. and Mrs. Bunny. So let's go ahead and add it right there on top of the greenery that we applied at the bottom. And I think that's gonna just set it off really well. And I'm securing it with wire. So it'll be on there really good. All right, our next step after this, I wanna start adding some picks around our rabbits on each side with the tulips. And I think that's gonna be very pretty. So let's go ahead and start that. Next, we're going to add these picks. I'm going to cut off each one individually, and we're going to apply them around the perimeter of the wreath base. All right, so here is the wreath base with the greenery around it. So I wanted to give it that spring look with the green spring kind of appeal. So what I'm going to do now is just to add, you know me, I'm going to add some tulips around it just to pop it with some color as well, and then give it that spring color that it needs to set it off. All right, so now you get to see the finished part of it with the perimeter of the greenery and the tulips, and I hope y'all can see how it turned out so far. So pretty. All right, so this is just me adding the picks around the perimeter of my wreath. Next, what I want to do is I have a bag of eggs, and I want to stuff some right in between the Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, and one right in between my my bow. And I think I'm going to use a pink one or yellow one. I think a yellow one will stand out. Yeah, that's going to be pretty right there. But I also have this cute little chickadee. How about kid? Isn't that cute? I'm going to sit him right on Mr. Farmer Bunny right there. We'll glue him on, and that'll be really cute. Just adds a little bit of the farm look and that country look that I'm looking for. And let me go ahead and get these eggs in the center, and we'll be right back. All right, we're not done yet. I do have one tip that I want to show you all. So what I want to do is, if you can see inside, right in between Mr. and Miss Bunny, I want to add some eggs right there. But you can see the picks sticking out. So what I'm going to do is glue in some of this moss. I have just a bag of moss. You can get it green. This is kind of a spring green. It comes in all different colors. So I'm going to pack it in there so you can't see the picks, and I'm going to stuff it with eggs, but that moss is also going to help the eggs stick in the center. All right, so I'm going to add some of these eggs in the moss. All right, so we're going to apply the moss, and I'm just going to put some glue in the center, and it'll stick right up in there like grass. And you're probably thinking, who's looking inside there? But it'll help the eggs stick also. That's what I'm going for. I'm adding some specific layer to grab the glue from the eggs also. So we're gonna make sure it's glued on there really good. It's not gonna go anywhere. Our eggs aren't gonna roll out. And make sure you're generous with your glue, y'all, because that's your foundation to keep that moss in there. And it's just a little trick. Moss can be used as fillers, like if you have something showing on your wreath and it's a spring wreath, that moss is really good. Just like we use, when we're making our Christmas wreaths, we'll use pieces of the pine base or the flock base to fill in holes or gaps where we see and we don't want people to see stuff. So I'm just going to cut off the little ribbons on the ends of these eggs. And I like how they're speckled, which gives it that country look also. Can y'all see? I know I'm taking this from a different angle because I really want y'all to see, you know, what I'm doing here. So we're going to put the glue on the bottom. Just put them inside our little Easter nest between Mr. and Miss Bunny. Let's add a pink one, and I think we've added every color. All right, I think we're good with our, let's take one more. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it at the right angle. All right, and you want to give it time to set also, because it's going to need that time. All right, so let's do that. Let's let it set. We'll be right back so y'all can see the final product. And oh, I put my chickadee on there. All right, be right back. Okay everyone, time for the finished product. This one is awesome. Every time I make a wreath, I'm just like floored at how it turns out. So here we go. Happy Easter. How about that? Yes, yes. Looks good. Looks great. Awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. So this will be listed on my Etsy shop. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to have more Easter wreaths coming through the pipeline. All right. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Have a happy weekend.